Prayer is the nerve that moves the muscle in the arm of God. If you want to see God move, start praying. And so it is an essential action that Christians are engaged in, and certainly today reflects that. And the necessity of that is reflected in what's going on in our culture. We are in the midst of what is called a cultural war. And unfortunately, it seems to me the other side is winning the day. And that is particularly evident in the fact that this room is not pregnant with people right now, and pastors are not in here calling out to God to intervene in a circumstance, in a situation that I believe that we need to be very discerning of to determine how we can best move forward to resist a tsunami of tyrannical moves that are being made by our government, by all three branches of the government. The executive branch, the House of Congress, and of course the Supreme Court. By the way, Dr. Scarborough said that they are appointed for life. They are not appointed for life.
Amen. Thank you.
That Congress can impeach them.
Amen.
Particularly if they're doing something that is unconstitutional, if they would fulfill their duty to do so. These are very troubling and disturbing times that we're living in. And I believe, men and women, that there's a necessity for us to discern the times. To discern the times. That is, we need to discern what God is doing at this moment. What is God saying to us at this moment? It seems to me, and if you allow me just to use a football analogy, is that the other team is down on the 5-yard line, and they're about to punch it in to flip this nation and to turn it over to a socialistic paradigm. And we who are on the defense, instead of having 11 men on the field, we got 5. And the other 6 are on the sideline trying to debate which one of us have the better plan or strategy for stopping it. They have 4 downs to get it right. And men and women, they seem to be pushing it in. And don't you dare believe for a moment, because the exposure of the scandals is a setback for them. It is not. It is a part of the overall strategy on their part to create a crisis. Men and women, the crisis that they are producing now is a crisis of confidence. That we no longer trust our government. We no longer have confidence in their ability to answer the challenges of the day. In fact, that's what they want us to believe. And so I want many of you to recognize that this moment is a moment that fits into the eschatological move of God. I think we're missing the point. That's why I believe the moment is now for discernment. It is not discernment of what's happening to us, but what is God saying to us. Men and women, we have come to a place where I believe is just about over. And that's why you're sitting here today, because you believe the same. You're here because you're now up and you're alert to what's going on, and you're doing what you should have been doing all along. Crying out to God. Crying out to God. I remember Jeremiah saying to the nation of Israel, he says, don't fight it. Go on into captivity. Go on. It's too late. God has sent prophet after prophet after prophet. And America has indulged itself in self-aggrandizement and materialism and greed, which has put us in this place. Paul says this in Colossians, see to it that no one takes you captive through philosophy and empty deception, according to the traditions of men and the elementary principles of the world, rather than according to Jesus Christ. We have kicked Jesus under the bus, along with the babies, by the way, and now traditional marriage, all going under the bus to embrace the philosophies of men. These philosophies, men and women, are philosophies of demons. Demons. Socialism, communism, Marxism, secular humanism, and Darwinism, all crafted and developed by God-hating men. And our nation right now is embracing those documents, those ideas. Yes, they are. We need to tell the truth and shame the devil. Our nation has kicked our Judeo-Christian heritage under the bus. We are debating in the public square that we are a Christian nation, and our president has announced to the world we are no longer a Christian nation. And guess what? He's right. A wise man said, God who gave us liberty, gave us life, gave us liberty. Can the liberties of a nation be secure when we have removed a conviction that these liberties are a gift from God? Thomas Jefferson said that. Any cursory review of our nation's history will reveal that our founding fathers believed that God was central to our freedom and to the source of liberty from all of mankind, for all of mankind. They understood that in order for America to work, for this republic to work, civic virtue had to govern the relationships within this nation. And civic virtues was, in their judgment, connected with private virtue. And private virtue is that which is couched and developed and taught within religion. And we've kicked the Judeo-Christian frame to the side. John Adams said this: our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the governance of any. If he's correct, and I believe he is, underscore the word only. He says only for a moral and religious people. The Constitution doesn't work otherwise. That's right. It doesn't work. And our nation has been pushing and kicking to the side our Judeo-Christian heritage and attempting to exercise our Constitution without it. Men and women, it will not work. And it is not working. Have you noticed the moral slide that we've been on? And will continue to be on until somehow we can convince our young people that morality is sourced in God, not Karl Marx. I stopped by today to let you know that there's something that we can do. First, listen to what John F. Kennedy said in his inaugural address. Quote, with a good conscience, our only secure reward, with history, the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we have loved, asking his blessings and his help, but knowing here on earth God's work must truly be ours. John Kennedy said that, and he was right. Our families, our communities are in crises. Of those who would define us no longer as a Judeo-Christian nation, who would define us as a human secular culture, influenced most by socialism, Marxism, communism, and Darwinism. They control our culture today. Christians are fighting for their rights right now, just to be Christians. First Amendment is in jeopardy right now. The 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th Amendment are in jeopardy right now. These scandals, men and women, should reveal to us very clearly that our liberties are already on the deathbed. And there's no recovery. Instead of Americans taking to the streets when it was revealed that the NSA is following us and chronicling metadata on us, we should have been out in the streets. We should have been out in the streets, but we're not. We're stunned. We're sitting back waiting to see if our elected officials are going to do anything, and they're complicit in the effort. They are complicit in the effort.